Hi, I wanted to make sure to give you a video. So, this verb, this this video is about active verbs, just like the name says, active verbs. And this word active comes from the word action, and action means like move or something that you do. So you can see in the picture, we have people doing different things. In this picture, we see running. In this one, we see eating. And in this one, we see cooking. They are doing different actions in each one. Okay, and the verbs we've been talking about actually for a couple of weeks. The first verb that you learned was the verb to be, right? And we know that for the verb to be, we have to conjugate it with the subject pronouns. This form right here, we haven't talked about it yet, but this is called the infinitive. Infinitive. The infinitive is when we have this word here, to, on the front, and then we have the base of the verb. And I'll talk about that in 1 minute. But when we use the verb to be, we don't say I to be, you to be, he to be, she to be. No, we conjugate the verb. We conjugate the verb so that each subject pronoun has a specific and special form of the verb to be. And you can see for to be in the regular present tense, we have are for 4 of them, is for 3, and am for 1 of them, right? I am, you are, he is, she is, it is, we are, you are, they are. Okay, and I want you to remember this. I want you to remember the infinitive, and I want you to remember conjugate, because we're going to see that in just a minute again. But first, I want to tell you about active verbs. Now, active verbs are verbs just like to be. They have an infinitive, and you can also conjugate them, right? And here are some examples. For example, this gentleman right here, he is eating, but the verb to name the action is to eat. And remember, this is the name of the verb, to eat. I don't want you to think of it as just eat. I want you to think of it as to eat, to eat, to run, to cook. Okay, let's look at the verb to run. Now, just like to be, we don't just take the infinitive and stick it in the sentence. We don't say, I to run every day, you to run every day, he to run every day. This is incorrect. We don't just use the infinitive. What we do is we take off the to and we use the base form to make our sentences. This base form, by the way, we also sometimes call it the stem. You will hear it called both things, base form and stem. Okay, so to make the sentence, we take the base form and we conjugate it. And the beautiful thing about English is that in regular present tense verbs, there's nothing to really remember. The only one that changes is he, she, and it. We add an S. So all the others are the same. And we say, I run every day, you run every day, he runs every day. I'm going to show you some more examples. So let's look at the verb to eat. To eat. Okay, if you look, all of these are conjugated same. Same, same. I eat, you eat, we eat, you eat, they ate. The only difference is look. He, she, and it gets an S. But all of the others are the same. So you can say, I eat every day, you eat every day. But when you get to he and she and it, you have to say he eats every day. He eats, eats every day. To run is the same thing. Here's the infinitive, but we have to conjugate it. I run, you run, he runs, she runs, it runs, we run, you run, they run. So you can say, I run every day. You run every day. He runs every day. Again, there's that S, that special S for he, she, and it. And let's look at to cook. Here's the infinitive, right? And we use the base of the verb to conjugate. And this one says, I cook, you cook, he cooks, she cooks, it cooks, we cook, you cook, they cook. And you can say, I cook every day, you cook every day, he cooks every day. Okay? And we can't say I cooks, and we can't say he cook. We must use the conjugation rules. So regular, 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 S for he, she, and it. Same, he, she, and it, S. He, she, and it, S. Okay? I want to teach you some more infinitives. I want you, when you learn the verb, to learn it as an infinitive. And then also notice that each one of my charts here, each one of my charts is set up exactly the same, right? We have I, you, he, she, it, we, you, they. When you learn a new verb, you should try to see it like this: I, you, he, she, it, we, you, they. Try to see that in your mind. All of these are the same, and I teach them the same like that on purpose. Your level 2 teacher will use the same box, okay? So here are a bunch of active verbs that I want you to memorize. I want you to know these verbs. Okay, let's go over them. To eat, to drink, to sleep, to watch TV, to listen to music, to listen to music. You can listen to other things, but this is to listen to music. To read, to study, to sing, to dance, to play. And this one says to play piano, but you can play other things. Oops, I wanted to make that a different color. This one says to play piano. Oh, okay, to play piano. But you can also play soccer, or you can play baseball, or you can play the guitar, or you can play cards. You're right, like games, you can play cards. Okay, you can play many things. This one says, oops, wrong color. This one says to swim. To swim. Okay, and then I've got a few little issues here. To brush your teeth, and oops, and to brush. This one actually should say to wash. Okay. So this one says to fix. To fix. And this one says to fix a bicycle. To fix a bicycle. You can also fix a television. You can fix anything that's broken. The other word we use for this is repair. To fix or to repair. Okay, here we have to ride a bicycle, to ride a horse, to ride a bus, or other examples that you could use to ride. To exercise, to wash. Here it says to wash laundry, but we can use other words too. Wash usually means with water. So we wash laundry, we wash cars, we wash windows, right? Things with water, we wash them. Because when we make things clean without water, we just say to clean, right? This is no water, to clean. And you can see here specifically, he is vacuuming and dusting, okay? Then we have to cook and to bake. What is different? To cook is here on top of the stove. To bake is open oven, go inside. That's to bake. To paint. To wait for. To brush her teeth. And notice, you Spanish speakers, here we're using the possessive adjective, her teeth. We don't say to brush the teeth, we say her teeth. We use the possessive adjective, and same for this one, to wash her hair, right? See, wash because she's using water. Okay, there's a bunch of verbs for you. I'm going to go over them one more time as soon as I can erase. Okay, one more time. You ready? To eat, to drink, to sleep, to watch TV, to listen to music, to read, to study, to sing, to dance, to play piano, to swim, to fix a bicycle, or we also said again, to repair, to ride, to exercise, to wash, to clean, to cook, to bake, to paint, to wait for, to brush, to wash. Okay, you guys practice those verbs because the next lesson that we have is going to be called present progressive. And this is a verb term, a verb tense that we'll be using a lot for the rest of the quarter. We're going to learn how to do positive present progressive, negative present progressive, and question present progressive. Okay, so practice these verbs, learn them, and I'll see you in the next video.